Your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good yawning this morning, and welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, your station for fresh news, smart talk, all Valentine's Day. If you hear a little frog in my throat, that's because I was crying all morning because ain't nobody send me a Click Radler Valentine's Day bouquet basket. I just saying, I little sad this morning. I hope some of y'all got your Click Radler Valentine's Day bouquet basket or whatever it is you wanted for Valentine's Day. I hope most of all you wanted love from those who you love. But Click's got your back. Click the Bear, the Bahamas invites you to Victory Fest 2025. Join us Saturday, March 1st at Smuggler's Square for an epic celebration of the 2024 Boxing Day and 2025 New Year's Day Junkanoo winners, the Saxon Superstars. The Junkanoo season may be over, but the celebration is just getting started. Enjoy music by Playhouse DJs, Lil Giant and DJ Tank, and performing live, Fanshawn and D-Mac. Let's celebrate the 4 straight Junkanoo winners, Saxons Superstars. Now, joining me today, I have a guest in studio, and I think he could vouch for what I said yesterday, right? That this message is brought to you by Click, but the energy and fervor is brought to you by Greene, one of the greatest Saxon Superstars fans in the country. Let me put you all on notice, Saxons. Mrs. Greene has put in her will when she passes away, her children better figure out how to get the Saxon Superstars to rush her body to the grave. So y'all get ready for me, please. When I say we got another 10, 15, 20, 25 years left to go. Oh no, Miss Greene be eating her greens now. That's one young lady that saw the secret, right? And realized that part of this journey to longevity is about moderation and managing what you eat. I watch her eat every day. She aiming for another easily 15, 20 years on the record. Good morning, Mr. Mitchell.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. First question I have to ask you. Do you know where Smuggler's Square is?
No, and I tried to reach you yesterday to because all of your listeners was asking me, and even some Saxons. I said, you don't know where it is? So I know where it is now, but go ahead.
Smuggler's Square is where the Pirates of Nassau Museum and Exhibition was downtown. So if you're coming down Cumberland Hill, to your left, if you go westbound, you're going to be in front of the Hilton. If you look to your right as you're in the eastbound lane to turn into Bay Street, you will see Smuggler's Square to your right-hand side as you reach the bottom of Cumberland Street. Cumberland Street is the other side of Blue Hill once you pass Government House. That's what that is.
So it's between Cathedral Church and Dunkin' Donuts.
There you go. Between George Street and
Cumberland
Street. Yes, yes.
Very good. That could hold all the Saxons?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
They're going to bust out. I imagine that they're going to barricade off maybe George Street.
Yeah.
All the way to Market Street, that King Street right there. Yeah, and keep that whole place pedestrian. Because where the Junkanoos could be.
I don't know.
And while the fans are there celebrating them. I got a text here that says, great show as usual. Happy Valentine's Day, Miss Greene. And no drinking on the job. You are not Dwight. Let me tell you all, I can tell you all a secret in a minute. And tell Brayman I'm your Fox Hill friend. So don't get upset if I tell you Happy Valentine's Day. I sure Brayman ain't gonna get upset. That's one brother that understands the need to share the love. Also, you don't have to worry about me drinking at all. When I was 20, at a family gathering, I picked up a beer. And Corinne Mitchell saw me with the beer in my hand. And she looked at me, she said, hold on, what you doing? So I said, man, Grammy, I'm 20, about to be 21. I'm well past the drinking age. I have a beer. She looked at me, she said, not you, you's a Hannah Hasty Times. You're not allowed to drink until you 35. I've extended that to 55. And trust me, even if I break the rule, I only break it when I'm at home or I'm not driving. So
I want you to know one thing. They don't make the kind of basket that you've been asking for. Someone would really have to put that together. They would really have to love you. It ain't like getting flowers and going on the side of the street, picking up this or that.
Mr. Mitchell, the way these young people doing it today, I've seen lots of men receive what I would call it like a liquor basket, a get lit basket. It'd have Hennessy and whiskeys and mixers and cigars. And don't put no cigar inside my basket, please.
Okay.
Don't put anything above 5% either. That's the way we roll in. But these young people have become very creative. And I've seen people get themed baskets. So if they have a particular animation, a cartoon character, or a movie that's their thing, they could get a Valentine's Day basket themed like that. Oh, these people, you think the R.M. Bailey Vendors Association is lobbying to become a union for no reason?
Wow.
They doing big business in the Bahamas and changing the shape of capitalism, right, and commerce.
What a concept.
In the country. Now, I've been trying to get Mr. Mitchell in studio for a hot minute. He's a busy, busy man. I understand. Our last occasion to meet was supposed to be around the Thursday before Majority Rule Day. And the question I wanted to ask you is, to what extent was sports a part of carving or framing the national identity immediately before and during this majority rule, the achievement of majority rule? Today's show, I read this story, I prepped this story, and it kind of leads into why I want to ask you that question. The story is this: Baby Slice has successful boxing debut. Kevin, Baby Slice Ferguson Jr.'s debut at home in the footsteps of his deceased father, Kevin Kimbo Slice Ferguson Sr., was over before he got started in the first round against Hazel, the Latin lover, Roche, on Saturday night at the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium. This is the part of the story that really hit me. With his family members from Step Street, Fox Hill in attendance cheering for him, Kimbo Slice Jr. unleashed the two flurries on Roche. The last tanging him, I like that word. As a Porkin fan, I like that. Tanging him in the ring as he wobbled. That took me right back 30 years ago plus, when I used to play basketball in Johnson Road. And then I remembered that they used to have a vibrant basketball night league on New Providence, to the point where they used to run us off the court as they prepared for the night league games. Johnson Road used to be lit, and the Juju Tree Club used to be lit with business and people moving through. And that's how much excitement and energy the games generated and drew lots of people into the community. I hear today still members of the community still talking about those days. And I thought, hold on, sports used to be a big thing in the Bahamas, not just in New Providence. Growing up in the summers in Eleuthera, Lion the Richard Hart Johnson, softball and baseball were always big things. So the two questions I want to start with is, to what extent was sports a part of the framing of the national identity, and what has happened Well, I mean, I guess tell us what existed back then from your perspective, and 'cause mine is extremely limited, and what happened to it.
Well, let's start with the men of that day who were, I would say, 90% all sportsmen. But what we had was how do you put it? The people who ran the country before independence, the 15 or 10% weren't too interested in certain sports. They had their sports, that, especially sailing and that kind of thing, that they would be overwhelmed with. But the other men of the country who were vying for political prominence and then on to independence, they were all sportsmen. They were part of, they had church groups and area groups like the Southerners and St. Bernard's, all of that mixed together. They had constant competitions in most sports, especially cricket, and that against each other. You must remember that the man that gave us independence was also a great sportsman, Sir Lyndon Pinland. So in his mind, it not being on the foremost burner, but it was always a part of going to be carried with independence. It wouldn't be left behind. In fact, they did a white paper before independence about sports whenever the country became independent. It so happened that, we came out of the World War II and sports started to just spring about. Everybody was doing something. To become a member of the International Olympic Body, you had to have 4 regulated, organized sporting bodies in your country to be accepted at the Olympic level. And when World War II was over, they had to form the B3As. They had a rifle association that became one of the 4 sports, and swimming, and then joined and then after that, we started sending teams away, like in track and field. The first team that went to an international games was in 1954. But we had limited places to train and do all of that. But Sir Derwent and Bonnie Farrington were doing their thing in sailing. And then he went on to win a gold medal with Cecil Cook. And the country just used to rally around that. Then Andre Rogers went off and became the first Major League Baseball player. Kingsley Poitier was winning Mr. World contests, and it was just gearing up and moving. And in every area, Berta Isaacs had already proved herself as a black tennis player in Florida and Georgia,
yes.
and all that. So all these people were doing things, and as they had to get more organized, the leaders saw that, hey, these people really want and can do these things. Raleigh Gray started to win all of the national regattas, and it just moved on. But coming into independence, there was so much more to do. It wasn't put on the back burner because we always had sports in the government schools, the Western, Eastern, and Southern Senior.
Is it possible that policymakers felt like sports had enough steam and didn't require as much attention,
and it was being run by capable men and women to do its own thing. You had basketball on the Prairie, you had football and cricket on Haynes Oval, down at the one by me, Windsor Park, and everybody had their time place, you'd have the Empire Day Sports, which would be track and field on the fort. And it was moving on.
So, as you say that, I want to say good morning to Dale Knowles. You guys should all tune into his podcast, Something to Think About. Dale made a point in a conversation that perhaps one of the issues that may be at the root of our inability to maximize our developmental capacity, right, is the sort of lack of organized sports. And he's suggesting that not enough people are playing sports at the fundamental times, like young people. They don't get the opportunity to learn about teamwork and certain soft skills that you pick up while you're playing sports, right? When you started, you said that roughly 90% of the men in the country were involved in a type of sport. And it made me think that pre-majority rule, when black people were still made to feel lesser than, sports or your participation in sports, your physical capacity was a part of your masculine identity as a man. I just do things. I play sports. Right? And that makes me a man. And I realize that a lot of young people today are not playing sports. A lot of young men, they're not playing sports. They don't get the same opportunity. And playing a sport on a video game is not the same as suiting up and playing a sport and touching the actual tools and elements of the game.
That's exactly right. I mean, you have to do it from a kid. You have to do what he's saying, the touch and feel, the getting in a fight and then making up, or
conflict
resolutions learned on the sports field. So, and then we had the damper. We had an area where 90% white people could only play a game. Blacks weren't allowed, and that was considered. A couple of them, tennis, softball, but blacks found a way to do it themselves anyhow and made their great area. So,
Mr. Mitchell, someone wants to join this conversation. I'm going to go to the phone line for a second.
Go ahead.
Good morning, caller.
Hey, yes, good morning, Erin, and good morning, Mr. Mitchell.
Morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Erin, remember I'd asked you to try to get Mr. Mitchell's number. Mr. Mitchell, I just wanted to know if you have a brother named Charlie.
I have a cousin named Charlie.
Oh, okay.
And he's of
named
Turks Island, like me, descent, but he lived here for a little while, went to St. John's School, but then went back to New York where his family had migrated to.
Oh, okay, because I went to school in Turks Island with Charlie Mitchell. He has a sister named Suzanne.
Yes, Susan, yeah, both of them went to school here and in Turks Island.
Wow.
They were the youngest of the clan, so they got to do experiment around. They have an older brother by my name, Stanley Mitchell, who's my age. So.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, he looks just like you, man.
Yeah.
He looks. Charlie looks just like you, just like you. He was a point guard. He and I used to play in school, and Obed Gardner
Right.
used to be our coach at the time.
Who am I speaking to?
My name is Mr. Sturb, Anthony Sturb.
Anthony Sturb. But you sound like Mario Ford, too. Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, man. I was, we used to call him Old Belt. He was a point guard, but he could have played. He was the point guard, and I was the shooter, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah,
that's my cuz. In fact, he was a part of the Tommy Robinson family through his mother. When they sold the land on Paradise Island, he came and lived with me for about 3 months waiting for the sale because their family were going to receive a part of the proceeds. So I got to know him back again.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mr. Sturb.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Mitchell. Thanks for that piece of history.
Okay.
And,
Mr. Sturb, don't go.
I was up there, and I met his son, and I was trying to get it, in contact with him.
But Mr. Sturb, don't go. I have to ask you a question. What drew you to basketball at that time when the other Caribbean countries were playing cricket and football, soccer, right? What drew you to basketball?
We played, when I moved to Vegas in 74, they played cricket and things like that, but I grew up on St. Barnabas playing basketball, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I was never a cricketer. I didn't like it throwing the ball and somebody trying to hit the ball, So, but I grew up in basketball. That's all we knew was really basketball. So, that is what most of us gravitated to. But they played cricket. Cricket was,
You
it's not
remember?
as
You
popular.
remember when they used to play church league basketball, and St. Barnabas was one of the courts the Anglican churches used to play on.
Yeah, man, we used to have, we used to have tournaments. We used
Yeah.
to have, they play on the Priory, on St. Francis. All the,
Yeah.
basketball was like, then we had people like the Max Sweeney guy. I think.
Yeah, Elijah
all of those
McSweeney.
guys,
And then we
Lex
moved to the
Coombs,
gyms. Then
man, the gyms, A.F. Adley gym.
Yeah.
As a young boy, we used to look forward, man. The basketball league used to be hot,
Yep.
Man, it used to be exciting back in the day to go and watch those games and stuff like that. People like Dave Adams and all of them used to be there, but yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sturb.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Hold
Thanks,
on.
Mr. Mitchell. Appreciate it.
Hold
Okay.
on, Mr. Sturb. Leave your number with the producer so I can give it to Mr. Mitchell. You say you're trying to find our cousin, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Absolutely. Mr. Mitchell, so question right here, right? Church leagues, and then you just mentioned the transition to the gyms, right? To what extent would the church and the space that they provided for sports, did the transition to a different type of space change the way that Bahamians connected with the sports?
Yes and no. If you saw the documentary on Michael Sweet Bells Thompson and on his way up to NBA prominence, he took his sons to the Priory grounds and he introduced the grounds and he says, you are now on sacred grounds. He said this was where the best of the best played basketball back in the day. That was a court given to us by the Catholic Church to use for basketball, notwithstanding that most of the men that ran it at the time were Catholics. But so it was a focal point and very important to the whole New Providence to come down there to basketball. We tell the joke that when Fox Hill started their first teams, and not nine goes before that, when they came to play, everybody out of Fox Hill came with them. And you could go in Fox Hill and walk through any house because nobody was home.
Wow.
That's how important the court was. In the church league, like Anglican churches especially had a church league, they would have a court at some of the churches, smaller and not as prominent, but they would move between those churches and then when independence came and we started to build schools, the PLP decided that they should have gyms, some of them along with the schools. And then the basketball people decided, let's move from outside
To inside.
because the courts are better and they're easier on your knees and legs and all
Without
of that.
a doubt.
And it's better. You could start earning money because at the Priory, you couldn't charge. You
Yeah.
have to pass the hat at special occasions. But, life went on.
All right, let's take this phone call, and then I got another question to ask you. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Erin. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Morning to your guest, Mr. Mitchell.
Morning.
This is a very interesting show as usual. I'm learning a
Thank
lot
you.
about all the different sports. But I would like to ask Mr. Mitchell his thoughts on the way sailing is now developing in the country, not just the sloop regattas, but even the international fleet. The government has made sailing now the national sport, and sailing is available in some of the high schools as well. So what are your thoughts on the way sailing is now developing?
My thoughts are, and they're going to kill me for this, is a hologram. It's not real. Anytime you see white people get behind anything in this country, it moves particularly fast. You see pickleball coming here now, some white people behind that, and they pushing it and they putting money behind it. Sir David's Foundation and a couple of people are pushing, and then you have a white minister of sailing, and he's pushing it, and I don't get involved in it. I like regatta, and I know what regatta is, but I got some people coming up from Freeport next week to be in this youth sailing thing, and I love to see the young people in it. So if they're doing it and we're benefiting and everybody's benefiting, good. The next next election or two, sailing ain't gonna be the national sport anymore.
You think they could change it? Or,
Yeah.
or at least change the focus or shift the focus from it?
It ain't gonna be take the focus from it, because the same people ain't gonna be in charge of it. But that's only my thoughts.
Okay. All right. Interesting. But thank you.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am. Is it that race and class inextricable? They woven together. I like to talk about family island determination. I find that when family islanders put themselves, they put themselves behind a project, they can move it. They can gain momentum. They could deliver what it is.
Guess what?
Yeah.
You're right, because in reverse, they're not behind it anymore, and nothing is happening. I have men in Abaco and Eleuthera who trying to get things going, and the people that used to be involved and highly involved in certain sports, who are at the top of their game and heroes, they won't lift a finger to help their own young people to even cut the grass or give something or even come out to do it. So, like you say, when they're with it, it happens. But when they ain't with it, that is what's causing the lull in the excitement of sports in this country. And that brings me to the first minister of sports,
Yes.
Kendall Nordich. He was a firebrand. They didn't give him much money in his budget to do anything except pay salaries to the people they gave him to help run the ministry. But boy, did he run a ministry with nothing or his own funds, because he was everywhere, behind everything, and making sure it was growing in any way he could help. People don't realize this, but we've come a long way, but we're going like a famous talk show host. I digress.
Let's go to the phone line, and we talk about the transition from Kendall Kendall Nordich forward. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Erin. Good morning, Uncle. How y'all doing?
Hey, all right. How are you?
Yeah, Kendall Norris, number one. You wrote number one.
You got him.
And Peter Bettel.
No, not Peter Bell.
No, we try to mention his name.
No, don't mention his name.
Huh?
Don't mention his name.
Oh.
But that's only me saying that.
Okay, good Bahama game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, two questions I need to know from Erin.
Yes, sir.
What's going to happen to the Orange Bailey Gym? Maybe you could find it out for me.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going to happen? Are we going to have our next Bahama game? Or this a political thing? Because I'm hoping that both parties will get together and form a independent sporting association or commission to host these games on a regular basis. Because the waste of taxpayers' money you say you have a 2-year plan, and you don't mention the plan yet. And when one party come and they cancel it. Next party come and they have it because it's their thing.
That's right. It's 2025. We're supposed to be having Bahama games in the summer. Look at
That's why I'm saying, I hear no promotion.
you know we ain't having Bahama games in the summer.
What we're going to have is an urban games.
Okay.
It's on the books to have an urban games, which means constituencies.
Okay.
And not necessarily as yet family islands coming in. The budget is being looked at to see if that's possible.
Yeah, it could
So
be
you
good
heard it first, but we're going to have urban games.
Yeah,
Okay.
it could be good with the family island.
So-
It'd be more competitive with the family.
Well, listen, don't mind that. Here's what we do. We now that we know, we putting potential donors on alert. Listen,
Right.
get back to your island of origin. Find out how much it would cost to mobilize teams from those constituencies, and see if we could build a partnership with the agencies putting on the
course.
urban games to ensure that we include family islanders. That's what it takes. Because the next
that
question I want to ask, and Pumpkin Eater, maybe you could respond as well if it fancies you, right? Will we see a shift in energy if we can commercialize local sports the way that we kind of commercialize international sports? So every bar was running a special for Super Bowl Sunday, right? Everybody was running specials for playoffs. NBA All-Star Weekend come in. Everybody gonna have some big TV wings, bears, right?
Right.
Will we see a shift if we get the business sector to focus the same type of energy, marketing, and incentives on local sports?
You're saying it wrong.
Okay, sir.
One doesn't have anything to do with the other. The people created a way, the sport and this little TV oil, they're big now, and we flock to it. They don't even know we have tents up and all of that,
Right.
and bears and all of that. You have to build the trap, and the mouse will come.
Okay.
But not been built in this country since the 1960s, 70s, and I want to talk about that too if you have time.
All
Yeah,
right.
let me answer that because you asked me the question too.
Yes, sir.
If we get our local media to promote our local sport, carry it live, instead of focusing on politics, you have the national station. How many back then, and y'all could tell me, Kurt Smith them, Kendall Wright them, used to carry, that's right, getting fall in love with local sports on Zelenus 2. You know about Zelenus 2. Y'all could know about Zelenus 2. Carry a baseball game, carry the softball game, carry the other games.
Pumpkin, I wanna agree with you on that because I would lay in my bed and hear Kirk and them announcing the game and get up and go down to the park because they made it so exciting.
Right. I thought when we had TV 13, that would have continued. That would have been creative. Well, all we do is watch United Nations all day, and watch politics all day.
And I don't think we took seriously enough the skill of being a sports commentator. But Pumpkin Eater, I got another call,
All right,
13
we need to
text,
talk more about that.
and I got big up St. John's Giants for a moment. They try to win 3 of the 4 championships available at the BAISS basketball National Basketball Championships. I got another caller on the line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. How you doing, Eric?
Good, thank you. How you do?
I was listening to the conversation this morning. Remember those guys, those sports guys who were on radio station?
Okay.
That show every week.
So there's the accredited Saturday at 11 a.m. every Saturday. Then there is Naughty
Wrong day.
from
The accredited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were saying something whereabouts that they were trying to do stuff for free. You know what I mean? To these sporting events,
yeah.
and the Puritans were not for it. You know.
Okay. In
And
terms
I
of
trying to find out what's the deal with that, but this for free. This ain't coming out of your pocket. What's politics going on in these organizations, but
okay.
allow these gentlemen, be him and gentlemen, the broadcaster stars. We want to see these things. We want to
Yes.
see our little children in school playing basketball and all this stuff, but
Yes.
let them do this.
Hey, look here.
The government got to get involved. Let the government get involved. Let these guys do this, but it's a good opportunity, but
And let's get the right sports commentators that make the thing entertaining, man.
Exactly.
Man, look here. Once
Man,
you
used to
see,
listen to Marcellus, them and all these guys from a long time growing up.
yes, sir.
You understand? Let's bring this back home to the Bahamas, man. Be aiming, man.
All right, thank you.
We too international right now.
I got you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Producer, let's go to the next caller quickly. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. You on? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi.
Yay. Erin,
Yes, sir.
how you doing, man?
Good, good.
All right, this is Steve from Johnson Road.
Bless.
Yeah, man, I was just in a conversation, very good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the problems is that community basketball has died in the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when they played ball in the 90s, they played for the Click Explorers and then the Parley's Mystery Sharks. And our rivalry was against the T-Boy Flyers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember going to the gym at the AFR League, and I couldn't believe the amount of people in the gym. It felt like when I was in college playing intramural basketball. You know what I'm saying? But that has died now. And one of the big problems, too, is that the person in charge of the NPPA, they never sought to get their own facilities and grow the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Every time it's time to play basketball, you have to get a key from the security at the AFRL or wherever. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So the first thing they have to do is get the facilities, get their own facilities, proper facilities, you know what I mean? Market the games, market the players, you know, and bring community basketball back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's where we lost it.
I think so too.
And also too, Erin, you know, we do have something every year at Johnson with court, you know, we have a basketball tournament every year.
Don't get
So
me.
even the rest of man, let me know, okay?
Okay, as soon as I get this ankle in, those who know that I broke my ankle 25 years ago blocking somebody, and everybody on the court was like, we can't even feel sorry for you because why were you so high in the air? They was like, why did you decide to jump that high? And that kind of curtailed my basketball career. But I got Bengay and I got gauze and tape. I come in. Let's go to the next caller. Then I got to read some text. And producer, I don't know, you got a break lined up for me. We'll do that. And then in the last couple of minutes, we make that transition you wanted to make forward. Mm-hmm. Of course, I got to have you back next week, Mr. Mitchell, to continue this conversation.
Go ahead.
Let's go to the phone line. Good morning, caller. You there, caller? I'm sorry I missed you. We're going to go to a break. When I get back from the break, I got a text here that say, y'all, please. I need a shout out for St. John's Giants who won 3 titles again. We'll be right back. You're on the clock with Erin Greene.
Wait, you know what going down tomorrow?
Nobody, what happening?
Joe bringing these knives to school? He could do Junior in.
For what?
Wait, he fooled with Joe girl.
Mother sick. And you know, John, you don't back down for nothing. So that means you got a big fight tomorrow.
So whose side you on?
Side? I trying to stay in school, not Simpson Penn. We gotta tell somebody about this fight.
Tell somebody. I ain't no snitch. I mean cool, you know.
Wait, if you so cool, then you need to stay in school and stay out of the fight.
Yeah, but if I don't hang on Joe's side, how many boys coming for me next?
Alright, so we definitely gotta tell somebody. We gotta prevent the fight.
What I say, I don't want nobody call me snitch.
We could just call Crime Stoppers. You could report what you know, and nobody gotta know it's you.
So how did I boy?
All you gotta do is call them, or you text them through the Crack Crime Bahamas app, and nobody can know it's you.
Then the police come looking for me for more info, and when they finish with them, Joe them coming looking for me?
When you call Crime Stoppers, the calls go directly to Miami, and they don't ask nothing about you. Then you can get the pen from them, and they can claim a reward later using that same pen.
Plus, everything's scrambled, so nobody can read what you're saying.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
Alpha Sounds Promotion presents Back to Love, an unforgettable evening of smooth R&B vibes and cherished memories. Join us at the Nassau Cruise Port on Saturday, February 15th for a spectacular all-white affair featuring live performances by soul sensations Freddie Jackson,
Hey everybody, it's Freddie Jackson. I'm coming to Nassau, Bahamas, and we are looking forward to the night of love.
also performing Regina Bell. Also featuring Bahamas' very own Essence Band. Back to Love. Saturday, February 15th. It's a spectacular all-white affair at the Nassau Cruise Ports. Get tickets online. BahamasEtickets.com. Plantation Bar and Grill. Big Boys Cafe. And Tropics Bar and Grill. For more info, contact 822-6863.
And I hope to see you there.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it, just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located at the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Good morning and welcome back to On the Clock with Erin. Greene. Caller, I see you on the line. I need you to give me 30 seconds. I got to read these 4 headlines. Saints win BAIS as senior girls title. Giants senior boys win. St. John's junior boys win. Giants triumph. This is at the Bahamas Association of Independent Secondary Schools basketball tournament. We say congratulations to all of the students that participated, but in particular the St. John's Giants. Congratulations. I'm going to go to the phone line quickly. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. You still there? Sorry we missed you, caller. I also want to say quickly congratulations to 2 Bahamian women who competed at the USAPL Georgia State Championships recently. Alicia Turner, 32, and Indira Gibson, 34. Alicia Turner excelled in all 3 of her competitions. First overall in the 90-kilogram weight class, and she is qualified for the U.S. Powerlifting Raw National Championships. Congratulations to both ladies who did extremely well in that competition. Mr. Mitchell, I will take this call, and then let me say formally, I have to invite you back next week.
Okay.
Friday, to continue the conversation. Let's go to the phone line quickly. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Erin. Sorry I'm so late with this call. Sorry. Been a busy morning. I just overheard you speaking about the SJC Giants. It's about time Sock don't be in nothing. Time they get beat. It's really about time. Also,
that's not nice.
Good morning goes out to and I was told to say this properly because I don't think he knows. Good morning to Uncle Stanley. I was told by my mother to make sure that I say that.
Yes.
My grandmother and your mother, Stanley, were great friends.
You telling me?
Oh, you know it. Oh, okay.
You can cause me get pinched in the studio.
You know, she had lunch with her anyhow.
We have to come together to talk.
Yeah, man. She used to walk from Patelco up there and sit down and have lunch on the porch.
Yeah, every day.
Mm-hmm. Listen, Sawyer.
Hey.
Why this woman was sticking Mahomes with the hoodoo pin and the hoodoo doll, man?
I am glad that the Chiefs didn't win. I'm glad there was no three-peat. Taylor Swift didn't get engaged. Travis Kelce about to retire. Here come the Niners next year. Super Bowl is in San Francisco. Bang, bang, not in a gang.
Y'all think y'all could win Super Bowl in San Francisco? Y'all think y'all could get there?
Yes.
Okay.
If the Bucks could do it, if the Rams could do it, why can't we?
I got you. I didn't hear you say if the Dolphins could do it, because probably they can't.
I never said that.
But I didn't say that part.
The Guardians can do anything. I never said that. But congratulations goes out to the Eagles. They have the biggest offensive line in NFL history, and it showed.
Now, your guy from 49ers suggested that a couple of refs who were suspended are the reasons why is the reason why the Chiefs lost.
Yeah, because they always cheating for the Chiefs.
But I mean, were the refs actually suspended?
Refs were not allowed to call the games.
So who called the game?
Proper refs who don't care who win or lose.
But I'm being serious. Is it Shanahan? That's his name?
Kyle Shanahan, yeah.
He said that the reason the Chiefs lost is because a couple of refs were suspended before.
Correct, because the ref that called the game, this is only his second Super Bowl in 15 years, which is kind of unheard of.
Okay. I got you.
Y'all are the reason there's a putback in sports in the Bahamas because y'all still watching them imperialist pigs to the north. Anyhow, keep on.
But Stanley,
tell me.
But Stanley, if it's not pushed to us properly.
No, go out. There are games, there are track meets. There's young people participating. You ain't been to BAISS high school basketball, but you telling me about. Anyhow, keep on. You'll see this country. Trump can take it over. Anyhow,
you see the great tension, right?
No. There ain't no tension.
No, it's a good tension.
It's just that it's not marketable to young people anymore.
You ain't no young people. I talking about you. If the young people see you going, they going.
That's the one thing I know, Sawyer, from summer camp, right? Being a camp counselor, kids will get excited about what adults get excited about. But
it's not marketable to me anymore.
But it's they little children.
To my level, I must just go there. Go look.
No, if we had a proper country.
I'm not sure who the star is.
No, that's what I'm going to say. If we kept it up and kept going, and your friend and my friend, children are going, they tell us we going to watch. That's what we used to do, going to the prairie.
And so
we're going to watch our friend child play.
If you were the sports commentator.
Exactly. Well, I have friends that was big in sports 25 years ago.
But this
Gregory Tynes, Robbie Isaacs.
If you were the commentator, Sawyer, your peers are gonna tune in to hear what you have to say about these little children. And let me tell you something, ain't nothing more entertaining than watching like 4 little children double dribble and travel up the court, right? But that's what's gonna be entertaining to you. What's important is the kids see you there. What's important is that we fill the stadium. Don't mind we laughing at them a little bit once we cheer them on when it's the right time to cheer them on.
But the problem then became, as we all got older, we all discovered the nightlife. We all discovered
so how do
fun after dark.
How do we make local?
We're talking about now fun before that.
But you know about Kobe and all them, and you still watching.
It's not on TV after dark.
All right, producer, do I have time for this last caller? Okay, sorry, I got a caller coming in. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. You still there? Sorry, I miss you, caller. But Sawyer, you hit the nail on the head then, right? The solution is right there when we ask the question earnestly.
Yeah.
Then you make local sports a part of the nightlife.
And you have to make it a part of the nightlife.
Well, that's what we could do.
On the news the following day. Oh, guess what you missed in the AFR Legion?
I got you.
No, that's got to be broadcasted and blasted all through the day. Guess what? AFR Legion, 4 or 5 people in a group you get in at $5 less.
Right. And then
you
food
pay
trucks.
$20 that entitles you to 2 drinks and a hot dog.
A free hat.
Yeah. Merchandise. Food trucks, bear tents, designated drivers.
The T-Bird Flyers is one of the biggest teams for basketball, softball, baseball, any sport over the years. But we don't have any shirts, no jerseys, no hats.
That's it right there. We need merchandising.
That we could walk around and say, hey, guess what? I support them.
There you go.
The Burger King pros. Why don't we have shirts or hats that look like hamburgers? Nothing.
For that, we got to figure out how to commercialize it in that sense. Mr. Sawyer, thank you. Even though you was late, you come powerful. We call next week so we could row again.
Man, no problem, man. I'm Stanley and I a good friend.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Mitchell, next Friday, please. Back in studio to continue this conversation. And as we leave the show, remember, tomorrow night, Back to Love 2025 All White Affair, Regina Bell, Freddie Jackson at the Amphitheater Nassau Cruise Port, Bahamas. We say thank you to Alpha Sounds for bringing it here. Alpha Sounds Promotions. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Love up each other. And listen, you don't need plenty money to show love. Not at all. And also, you don't need plenty money to buy me a Click Rattler Valentine's Day bouquet basket. You guys have a great day and stay tuned. Guardian Radio AM with C.A. Nuri is up next.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.